I'm Gab, he's Jules. Blue skies over West London, very much so, with Chelsea winning. Jules, full Champions League program. We've got so much to get into, so much to look forward to. But let's start at San Siro in Milan. In the land of everything, Inter beating Barcelona. Simone Inzaghi was in danger after all those defeats and everything. And they win 1-0.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Inter. Does this say anything that they can play worse against Barcelona? I mean, this is all guts and stuff, but
Yeah, it was all about being very strong defensively, a bit of Catenaccio there, Bastoni, De Vrij and Skriniar being very solid. At the back, not playing quite deep, not giving much space to Barcelona for them to operate. Very good marking and defending on Lewandowski, for example, who didn't get much service, and they did that really well. And then with the ball was just like, okay, let's see what we can do. If
no Brozovic.
No Brozovic, yeah, no Lukaku, of course. Great goal by Çalhanoğlu, but not much spark really with the ball, to be fair. It was all about the character, I guess.
No, I think they turned this into the kind of grinded out game, which Inter don't usually play.
True.
What you feel. So I think it's obviously a really important result for the group.
Yeah, massive.
But I don't know that it tells us so much about Inter and where Inzaghi is going forward. As for Barcelona, they're very angry about two of the refereeing decisions.
Yeah.
I think it's right that they're angry. I don't know if it's quite as clear cut as some people have made it. Personally, I thought they were the incorrect decisions. Let's start with let's get these out of the way. Actually, right? So Pedri scores this great goal for the equalizer. The ball kind of ricochets off Onana and then off the tips of Ansu Fati's fingers and then goes to Pedri. And that's why the goal was disallowed. Yeah. That was checked by VAR. Right decision?
We might disagree. I think it's the right decision. I think Ansu Fati has his hands not in the position where they should be because they're above his head. I know it's an accidental one, and the new rule that changed in March 2021 said that if a accidental handball, then leads to a goal or to a chance for your team, then it's not an offense. However, if your hands are not in an unnatural position, then it's a handball. I'm sorry. And by the way, the ball deflects onto Pedri's path, so it's actually helping Barcelona to score. And I think that was the right. For me, that was the right decision. I know it's a bit harsh, but it's the right decision.
Yeah, I think I'm going to disagree with you.
Yeah, no, but
I personally thought it was. I mean, I get what you're saying. I just thought it was a really big call for the VAR to make, especially given how quickly it happened, how close they were, the fact that there was a deflection beforehand, the fact that, as you said, it's clearly not deliberate. It's not a spirit of the game thing. I get the unnatural position thing.
Yeah.
But, the Dumfries handball at the end.
I mean, that's the one really I don't get.
So this is not on the referee because the referee, you cannot expect the referee to make that call, right?
No, you can't see it.
This is on the VAR.
Yeah.
I think it was Van Bommel. He sees it and he decides that it doesn't need to be reviewed. To me, that's weird.
But is it because you think there's not a footage where you clearly see that he touched his hand, so you can't say to the ref, I think it's a clear and obvious mistake that you made by not giving it. Come and have a look. You will see and you can give it. Is it because there's not? Do you see what I mean? Or is it because
you see the ball changing direction, right? So it hits something.
Clear.
It was some suggestion, though. Did it hit the? I'm blanking who the other player was, but did it hit his head or did it hit Dumfries? To me, it seems pretty obvious that it hit Dumfries. Maybe he felt there wasn't enough, but all that said, Barcelona just the 2 shots on goal in the game. Lewandowski not seeing much of the ball. This was not a good performance.
They played
from
terrible.
Barca.
I mean, clearly the only plan that they had was give the ball to Ousmane Dembele and let him do his things. I think they had 34 crosses. 34 crosses when the cross led to nothing. Dembele on his own at 20, I think he hit the post, to be fair, and I think he had the other shot on target, and that was it. And I'm sorry, you can't go to Inter side in crisis that you would expect them to defend deep and defend well, have a lot of density in the center of the park, and not come up with a game. If you're Xavi, this is on you to start with, and this is very disappointing that you didn't find the keys and a way of breaking down this Inter defense.
We're going to get into this more. Obviously, Barcelona also had players out. It does kind of make the group really interesting now. So much is on the return leg. Of course, Bayern leading the group. We're going to dissect all that on the Gab and Juls podcast.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.